Привет всем. Привет, Алексей. Чё-то я не уселся. Так, чё, пойдемте внутрь. Ну он
Been left here all along.
красные это автоматоны, да? Так, сейчас секунду, у меня там на плите что-то шипит. Так, я вернулся. Что это за выключатель? Запись капсулы 01. Доктор Чарльз Макналти. Жив, состояние нестабильное. Настройка стазиса включен. Заметки: объект не рекомендуется реанимировать, пока не найдется способ стабилизировать его состояние. В знак признательности. 4 доктора. Там еще он, кстати, капсула. Нет, подождите. Вот про этого я прочитал. Все. Доктор Джеймс Гатри. Жив, состояние чрезвычайно нестабильное. Стазис включен. Чтобы спасти объект, следует как минимум провести тщательное секвенирование нуклеинов. Мне жаль, что так вышло, Джеймс. Мы никого из вас не бросим. Мы все исправим, обещаю. Простите нас. Уже 2 доктора подписалось. То есть, я так понимаю, они постепенно сами себя... Теперь можно прочитать про этого. Клэр Пирсель. Объект в физическом состоянии, следует убедиться, что на месте его будет ожидать аппарат для искусственного дыхания. Прошу тебя, Клэр, держись. В этот раз у нас почти получилось. Обещаю, мы вернем тебя. Так, нужно перезарядить плащ. Там... Подождите, это что за автоматоны? Так, личный терминал Чартранд. Правила безопасности. Разблокировать личное помещение. Модифицировать алгоритм предоставления доступа. Что это такое? Это вот этим, я так понимаю, можно передать субсвету. Так, фокус группы исследований. Стратегии биологической гибридизации и ассимиляции. Активные исследователи. Незадействованные исследователи. Цель продвижения химерических исследований через точечную модификацию человеческих нуклеопротеинов с помощью генетического материала, полученного от алкионной фауны. Сложно. Сообщение. До меня дошли сведения о том, что между исследователями со станции 1084 и сотрудниками службы безопасности возникла напряженность. Многие из вас оформили запросы на досрочное освобождение от занимаемой должности. Исследователям ваша работа гораздо важнее любых межличностных конфликтов. Охранникам никаких досрочных освобождений не будет. Обратите внимание, что в вашем трудовом договоре не оговорена дата расторжения. Обсудим вопрос рабочего настроя в коллективе и его влияние на производительность после того, как место человечества в колонии будет наконец определено. А сейчас возвращайтесь к работе. Записи. Чарли. Мы едва не потеряли Чарли. Произошел сбой в процессе ресеквенирования ДНК. Процесс быстро распространился за пределы изолированной ткани на весь организм. Он говорил, что у него как будто все внутренности чешется. Я сказала, что мы его заморозим, пока не разберемся, как исправить ошибку. Каждый раз, когда Лори проходит мимо, она разминала мне плечи и просила еще раз снять показания. В этом не было никакой необходимости, она просто хотела меня отвлечь. С тех пор она заглядывает ко мне каждый час. Сегодня пришлось заморозить Клэр. Все тянули соломинки, Клэр попалась короткая. На этот раз изменения проходили медленнее. Сначала ресеквенирование шло в заданных параметрах, но затем процесс распространился на окружающие ткани, как и у Чарли. Завтра я напрямую свяжусь с куратором проекта, мне нужны ответы. Надеюсь, с Гатри все хорошо, из его комнаты доносится симфоническая музыка. Джеймс, эта запись сделана доктором Фаль. Мне пришлось выписать доктору Чартрен такую дозу успокоительного, что вырубился бы даже первобытный. Вчера утром мы с доктором Гатри тянули соломинки, чтобы определить, кто из нас станет следующим подопытным. Ему досталось короткое. Пока ничего нового. Мы уже стольким пожертвовали, но кажется, до прорыва еще очень и очень далеко. Ева не в силах простить себе все эти потери. Возможно, ей станет легче, если она на какое-то время покинет станцию. Коллегия подтвердила получение моего отчета и передала уведомление об отзыве. Осталось дождаться транспорта. Как бы мне хотелось, чтобы мы все могли взять небольшой отпуск и на время забыть о проекте, но до этого еще очень далеко. Привет, Сергей. Стенограмму исходящих событий. Меня кто-нибудь слышит? Кто говорит? Я руководитель проекта на станции 1084. Я хотела всем сотрудникам станции 1084 приказано соблюдать радиомолчание до завершения проекта. Обход запрета, пароль ископаемое. Вздох. Чем могу помочь, доктор? Коллегия обещала, что передаст мои вопросы по поводу транскрипции генетического материала с Корнелием Вандербильтом. Как с этим обстоят дела? Боюсь, в данный момент я не могу ответить на ваш вопрос, доктор. Крейсер уже должен был достигнуть Земли. Мои вопросы были адресованы кафедре исследований химер Будапештского института имени Дехевиша. Мои сотрудники свяжутся с вами, когда мы получим какую-то информацию. Когда у вас что-то нет связи с крейсером, что там вообще случилось? Станция 1084. Неголетное использование для частоты карается увольнением, как и злоупотребление правом на обход запрета, кроме как в чрезвычайных ситуациях. Так это и есть через конец трансляции право на обход запрета для пользователя. Чартренд отозвано. Длительность бессрочна. Короче, просто уже мне язык сломали. Так, пока что Субсвету я не хочу передавать эту станцию. Что-то... Я просто не очень понимаю, это... Исследование по близкой мне теме или нет? Или они просто в гибернацию заводили людей, чтобы какие-то другие последствия остановить? Ну, короче, в общем... Но вообще, судя по описаниям, они не от гибернации лечились. Стример какой-то странный. Да, что-то я на самом деле как его подустал за эту неделю. И сегодня день такой вроде как не особо напряжный, но Адекватно отдохнуть тоже не получилось. Ну, получается, только если передавать, и все, больше здесь делать нечего. Ладно, давайте передадим, фиг с ним.
Job done. We can go home to the ship, right? I've been missing Ada fierce.
Chartrand. Sounds awfully familiar. That was the scientist from Cascadia, right?
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Он знает эту ученую, говорит о какой-то каскаде. Что происходит? Так, о чем у меня по квестам осталось? Ну, в общем, у меня 3 квеста получается на первопроходце.
I am a dirty, autonomous digital astrogator, Sam. I haven't cleaned my internals in ages. Can you hardly process the sheer quantity of dust built up in there? Tell me you've seen worse. Ah, we'll continue this later.
По монарху я еще не отдал модуль наведения никому из фракций. То есть у меня висит квест, нужно отдать, я пока никого не выбрал. Так, сейчас, подождите, я окно закрою, чтобы не так шумно было. То есть на монархии все квесты, что были, я выполнил, кроме там вот, где он? Колыбель для псиды. То есть кому-то из них нужно отдать. Есть какое-то красивое решение, но я подозреваю, что нужно с Зорой как-то, ну, Зоре отдать этот модуль. Но она мне сказала, что она со мной свяжется, я жду этого, чтобы она со мной связалась. Правильно ведь? Ну, а че я так кричу? Направление верное? Что-то я перегрузил микрофон, подумал, включен.
Captain, I wish to offer my commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship to leave HRS-1084. I did not favor the idea of being stripped and sold for parts.
В медотсеке на монархе ты имеешь в виду? Просто, ну,
Arrived at the groundbreaker.
последний раз, когда я ее видел, она мне сказала, ну, то есть там что-то произошло, и она сказала, что... Что? Она со мной свяжется. То есть она узнала, как раз о том, что Грэм же его, по-моему, зовут. В общем, лидер иконоборцев устроил резню в этом поселении. Она от этого офигела. И сказала, что ей нужно подумать и, в общем, принять какое-то там, типа, решение.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Sugar gel flakes and purple berry flavored flour nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Something I can help you with? Take care.
А кто мне давал квест?
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
Все, да? Просто выполнили и выполнили.
CNP Borstwurst. It's not the worst unless it's Borstwurst.
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain. I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station? I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. We might have figured that out already.
Не хватает проницательности. Да сколько же ее надо-то?
After them. This.
Damn.
Почему просто нельзя выйти из разговора?
Don't.
Я же еще специально переоделся. А кто со мной? Феликс, Парвати. У меня должна быть это... болтовня на... А, нужна вот эта проницательность. Все, я понял. Бррр.
Finally, a base. I heard about. Aside. I knew.
Вот теперь хватает.
You have an eye for patterns. Good. We need more contractors like you.
Привет, кот.
After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know.
Слушайте, а вебка должна уже быть включена давно.
Maybe the worst. Ask yourself, Why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters. Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain? Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it.
I knew it. Aliens from other worlds been visiting Halcyon.
At least one of your crew can keep an open mind. But this isn't some aetherwave serial, Millstone. This is reality.
Какую ровную? А, ровную соточку. Все, я сначала прочитал ровную строчку. Думаю, что за строчка?
Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
This doesn't feel at all right, Captain.
Damn, she's serious. Tragic, ain't it? What age does to your mental faculties?
Your crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
В смысле тебя поворот смутил? Сейчас... Или я уже не вспомню. Она же... Про свиней, когда мы захватили какого... Ну, докладывали про мясную фабрику-то. Она там, говорит, на тебя свиньи, говорит, не смотрели, говорит, подозрительно. Она явно какого психически неуравновешенная. Что здесь смущает? Но теперь рассказывает какого... То про свиней, там, шпионищик за тобой рассказывал, теперь про инопланетян. По-моему, вполне себе это. Это не поворот, это прям вот такая прямая какого... Я думал, она рофлит, да она какого... По-моему, ну, немножко того...
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside. Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch. No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep. Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know.
Скосить глаза, мы пришли за тобой, Лили. Блин. Жалко, посреди разговора склониться нельзя. Я бы посмотрел на эту ветку разговора.
Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time.
Не начали замедлять время, я же умею замедлять это.
Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. Now I need you to put a bullet through her skull. She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team. It's cute that you'd think that about me. I just want to add savior of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage. Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab. We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks. How much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep. This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
Так, нужно включить задание Феликс.
CNP Bourse Pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Bourse Pockets.
This is Halcyon News. You mind trying to have a moment here? Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're telling me you're on a first-name basis with Ms. Tennyson? All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know. Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow, never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I. Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Ладно, побежали.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
65. Подождите, Эмерал у нас это где? Что-то я забыл. Это, ну, на одной из планет, на которой мы уже были.
Felix and the vicar are arguing again.
You're thinking of Lucas City Max. Of course I got a self. I'm me, Felix Millstone.
No, that is just a story you've been building for yourself from a very young age.
There, see? You just said yourself. Yourself. Guess I got a self after all. Checkmate, preacher.
Semantics and nothing more. The construction of our language assumes the existence of a self.
Whoa, 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 slow down. What's this about construction work?
Our language has all manner of paradoxes contained within it. Tell me, what happens to your lap when you stand up?
What are you talking about? Max, you've been acting real funny ever since you and that hermit sniffed all them drugs. Maybe you ought to tell you to take a look at your head.
Все ли в порядке у него с головой? Действительно. Подождите, в Emerald Way это же, по-моему, первая планета, да? Ну да.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Ну он черт знает где. Десять. Ну ты сегодня прям это выбиваешь, да, кругленькие цифры, числа. Соточку выбил. А как к нему попасть? Где он?
No! Wow, not even a scratch!
Главное, что не зубы.
Sure. Down I go. Here we go!
Got this!
Все. Простые мобы легко падают. Так.
I'm on my way!
Как мы пропустили этот закоулок? Интересно.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying.
Че, я к вам вернусь, подождите.
How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
Так, меня отвлекли, я поэтому сейчас без бумажки все букашки, так что следов остается много. Мне в руки попала переписка Харлоу и его работодателя. И не знаю, так ли важны эти документы, что мне было с ними делать. Предъявить коллеге, и в Алкилоне нет ни одного представителя власти, который бы поставил Харлоу на место.
You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy. And that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Ну, в общем, чего-то подобного я и ожидал, да, что... Вот то, что он на коллегию работает, я как бы не догадывался. Мне казалось, что он просто обычный пират, бандит, как бы, и... То есть, встревать в их пиратские разборки особого смысла не было.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
Снова? Пьяна? А что сейчас? Ну, хотя, я так понимаю, она постоянно пьяна.
Mess detected. Dispensing vomit bags. Preparing bodily waste.
Ну, мы видели ее уже в таком положении и состоянии. Так, а на Тартар нас не пускает, я так понимаю, нужно к Финеасу слетать. Давайте на Монарх сгоняем.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Seems like a nice little town. Except for all the dead critters.
Something about this place makes me feel sane by comparison.
А ее тут нету. Вот она.
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the iconoclast surviving is we depose him. Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
Ладно, я надеюсь, мне хватит моих этих... как его называют? Характеристик для всех разговоров.
Stand down. I'm afraid I don't understand, Captain.
You're running the iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer? I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No. I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the iconoclast so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Incoming!
Looks like you're...
That's the last of them!
Коллеги, репутация улучшена, да? А у иконоборцев ухудшена. Красиво.
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time it's especially wrong. You got the... Void help me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it? I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
Да, так подожди, что, она из коллегии, что ли?
You know, Captain, I never thought about that. Maybe he could be taught the eternal truth. Spread the message from within the corporations. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Miss Ellie, Dr. Fenhill, I notice your pistol's been making a funny noise.
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully. You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here, even.
Everything's got a price.
If the Iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the Iconoclasts. They're all mad. And what's more, they left us. I don't see any way for us to work together.
Так, я отвлекся, прошу прощения. Я читал ваши характеристики, Сенджера в одиночку вам не справится.
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir?
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will's my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish. You too?
He has a point, sir. And it's not all bad.
Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The Iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts. Oh, how do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart, as if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He wouldn't hear reason, and I doubt any of his successors will either. That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo. I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first. Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified. All right. I'll have Celia organize a meeting in neutral territory, the old OSI church in the ruins. Meet us there, and we'll discuss terms.
Проконтролировать ход переговоров. Значит, пешком придется бежать.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill. I oughta. It's kept me alive this long. I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench. Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
Что-то Алексей знает. Cool Story Боббит. Непонятно, только не зафейлил я чего интересного. Ладно. Собственно, зафейлил, значит зафейлил.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Incoming! You got one, Cap!
Фига себе, она его обошла. С другой стороны. Мощно.
Where were we? Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it thrilling? Being in space?
Look, it's just Ellie.
Ладно, к черту лут.
Here we go! That's the last of them!
А как он наверх забрался? А почему я не могу? Или могу? Или не могу? Странно, обычно... Ну ладно.
Incoming! Boom! Don't mess with us.
Heading back.
Слушайте, а встреча, наверное, вот здесь будет, а не здесь. Ай, блин. Я перепутал, короче. Я пошел там, где я на них как раз эти характеристики брал. Там что-то просто, по-моему, называлось то ли храмом, то ли чего-то. А он, скорее всего, имел в виду церковь в этом поселении. Там прямо церковь такая же, как мы с викарием видели. Да? Да. Так, бахнем еще.
Hey, thanks for coming.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
I get the feeling this is gonna take a while.
Sanja, Stellar Bay's got food and walls, and my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain. Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Captain, this might really work.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far. But that means I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I think he's being truthful, Captain. I feel it in my gut. Kind of nauseous, but ticklish.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it. Okay. You're right. Sorry. It'll take me a while to get over losing Graham.
You know, I felt the same way years ago when he first left. There was something magnetic about him that let you ignore the things you didn't want to see. But surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
As am I. Oh, I can feel my blood pressure lowering already.
Thanks for coming out, Sanja. I guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
We done a good thing, Captain. A real good thing. Lots of folks are gonna be better off because of this. Can we talk?
Что Элли хочет с нами поговорить?
Things on Monarch have really cooled off. I didn't think MSI and the Iconoclast would ever talk. Outside of shouting four-letter words, I mean. Sure, and fish sticks are really made from Saltuna. Look, I won't knock the work you did. I'm sure they'll have a good cry, look through old photographs, share a pint of premium double chocolate cacao gelato. But sooner or later, things will go back to the way they were. People don't change. Not really. Well, who hasn't been there? Anyway, I'd hate to see you get broken up if this thing between them doesn't last. Hey, let's not make this out to be more than it is. Anything else?
Да, что тут еще болтать? Ладно, а теперь можно на корабль. Нужно сгонять, можно по квесту Феликса
I believe
сгонять.
I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Ну чё, Алексей, ну, получилось нормально?
You're absolutely surely not gonna believe this. Guess who the villain was in this big Virginia Yang girl detective? Mr. Bertie Holcomb, that Tom Sawyer!
This I gotta see. Thanks.
Вроде. Все просмотрел, небось? Ага. Тут же лифт, а не лестница. Чуть ноги не отбил. Это чеки с подробной информацией о выплатах наемников Харлоу, выпущенные от имени коллегии. Также включены названия нескольких грузовых кораблей, ставших целью экипажа Харлоу, их судовые манифесты и общая стоимость всех грузов, доставленных представителям коллегии.
What's the word? Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life. That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
Чтобы опыт получить за кольцо, я так понимаю, да?
How should I know? But what the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor, and I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Incoming, Captain!
Whoa! That's the last of them!
Жестенько. Ну, хоть полутаемся спокойно. Моё! Моё! Всё моё! Моя прелесть. Да, он строитель, поэтому он со мной не воюет. Автоматон этот. Чем у меня 20, почти 27 уровень?
Captain, if you're looking
You ever notice how our crew's a lot like that crime family from The Masked Marketeer?
Oh, which one's the captain?
You know the head of the family? Never shows up on screen, but everybody's scared of him? That's the boss.
And everyone's got different theories about what they're really up to? I can see that.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me. Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. I don't see this one passing anytime soon. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just my frustration talking. Thanks for your time, boss.
Дневник. Поговорите с Финессом. Дом Евы в Византии. И это тоже на Византии. Все, короче, с Финессом нужно разговаривать. Нам откроют планету еще одну.
Welcome back, Captain.
Привет.
How can I be of assistance? Take care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of
Давай я
assistance?
тебя похвалю. Давай, нет?
I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return. Please avoid damaging your...
Так, а куда мы потратим очки навыков-то? Тут ничего не изменилось?
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some decent people in charge. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Exciting. Aloysius Clark, Minister of Earth. Virtually every colony requires the presence of a Minister of Earth. Clark is complicit in every one of the board's crimes. Whenever the board issues some new decree, you'll find Clark's signature on the dotted line. If I had time and several blackboards, I could explain the details to you, but to put it briefly, dimethyl sulfoxide is the reason you're alive today. The chemical is absolutely essential to reviving the Hope's colonists. I need you to steal as much as you possibly can. The more, the better. If you don't bring me enough chemicals, I might not be able to save the Hope's colonists, and then nothing will stop the board from destroying this colony. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find. You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway. Of course, of course. What's on your mind?
Уже ничего не хотел. Ладно. Византий так Византий. Сейчас поговорим, наверное, со всей командой на всякий случай. Мало ли, может, кто что-нибудь еще скажет.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Но я в этом сомневаюсь. То есть, в целом, они, когда хотят что-то новое сказать, они тебя зовут.
Felix said you're acting crazy, saying we don't exist or something. He's just confused, right?
He may be confused, but that doesn't mean I'm not insane.
See, I'm all for chemical recreation, but you've been saying strange things ever since you did those drugs at the Hermit's.
Like the realization that our perception of self is akin to an optical illusion.
Now I can't tell if you're just doing this to try to get to me.
So, we're just gonna march straight into Byzantium and acquire some rare chemicals right under the board's nose? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this Phineas guy. Ever notice how this job gets bigger and more dangerous every time he calls in? He's asking a lot, Captain. Makes me wonder what your angle is. That's one way of looking at it. Another is that he pulled you out of hibernation without your say-so and got you to do his dirty work. Besides, none of this is your mess, so why go dirtying your hands with it? Guess I hadn't looked at it that way. Still, Phineas isn't your only option. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it. I've got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top, anyway. Exactly. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders, so I probably don't need to tell you this, but look out for yourself. No one else out here will.
Привет, Сева.
Don't mention it, just speaking from experience. Anything else? What did I tell you? His down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it. Take a page out of my rule book. Don't trust anyone. Then it's easy. Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on, what did we just learn? People look out for their own interests. It's a fundamental law of nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion. Sure I can. In fact, I bet you I live a lot longer. I'm warning you, that reverse psychology stuff doesn't work on me. Sure do. And unlike you, Captain, the rest of us don't get a big fancy room with wall-to-wall windows. But let's forget about that, please. Anyway, you really want to tell me you're helping the scientist because you think he'll save the colony? And here I thought I'd seen it all. This galaxy must be bigger than I'd thought. Speaking of lost causes, there's something I've been meaning to get around to. I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to be worried sick. Which brings us to where we are today, several messages and a few years late. See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. I know that probably comes as a big surprise. Yeah, exactly. Reconnect is a strong word. And, I was thinking you'd come too. Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough edges a bit. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some blood stains, wear that one. You're the boss. Anything else?
Хулиганка.
It's like one of those stuffy art gallery pieces. Looks okay from far off, but once you get close, you realize it's just some mismatched shit everyone's agreed to overpay for. Even the bribes are overpriced. The real question is, why didn't I leave sooner? There's all these invisible rules, and everyone spends all their energy just trying not to break them. I was a top-tier surgeon, but I could hardly open a pack of gauze without 10 people signing off first. Now you see why I left. People call Byzantium the jewel of Halcyon, but really, it's just paste. Everything's polished and bureaucracy. Take a close look and you'll see it's deader than anywhere else in the colony. Don't trust anyone, don't touch anything, and whatever you do, don't show your teeth when you smile. What, like primals? Nah. People are extremely competitive about cosmetic dentistry. It can get ugly. Interesting like a colonoscopy. I trained as a surgeon. More my folks' idea than mine, but I made the best of it. Lots of them, unfortunately. I even sculpted a few. Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with having square shoulders and a good profile than, well, anything else. That's what I've been saying.
Так, сейчас я к вам вернусь. Так, я вернулся.
Hey, Cap.
I find myself marveling at the...
Да хватит тебе про Фибоначчи. Зациклился.
Scanning for C.
С кем мы не говорили? С этим, с Феликсом же, да? Из Парвати. Где они шляются?
Good to see you, boss.
I could probably spend years fixing this boat, stem to stern.
Почти попал, 143%. Чуть-чуть не хватило. Так, что у нас 3 квеста же осталось, правильно я понимаю? 4. А почему 4? А, правильно, 4, да. 2 от
I
соратников.
understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye. Нет, подождите. То есть это еще не тартар. То есть у меня еще и тартар будет. %142%. Что ты творишь? Я думал, меня сейчас туда отправят, в тартар, а меня отправляют на Терру 2.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Подождите, нас же... Я понял, все. Опять 2 девчонки надо брать, и они будут болтать как ненормальные. Ну там написано, что тюрьма на планете Тартар, может быть, там не очень большая локация. Ну, а тут большая... Ё-моё! Ну, не сказать, что огромный, но не маленький, короче.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, that's my codename for, you know, our mutual friend. Oh, I'm Golden Eagle.
Ну как Golden Eagle перевести как Беркут? Ну серьезно, ну...
Yeah, I named you Cuckoo. It makes sense if you think about it, because I didn't know who you were, and old Earth cuckoos would routinely trick other birds into feeding them.
Сергей, а ты видел, кстати, клип, который последний выложили в Дискорде?
Oh, can I be chicken? Because chickens will adopt any critter's baby and keep him warm.
You sure you don't want to be Raven or Sparrowhawk?
Aw.
Okay. Chicken it is.
Does this mean I'm supposed to have one too? Fine, but make it a really good one.
Let's go with Rufus Hummingbird.
Forget it. Codenames are for amateurs anyway.
Too late. I've already marked it off. Can't just go reassigning codenames. Anyway, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded.
Чего? Golden Eagle есть Беркут? Серьезно? Какие они не творческие люди? Golden Eagle, там... Silver Eagle, да, еще какой-нибудь там? Metal Eagle и все такое. Министр это наверняка бывает в менее защищенных местах. Поможешь мне пробраться в месте министра? Как ты вообще туда все втянула?
I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh, seems almost impossible.
The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators. Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see. For starters, You rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly where they start. Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place. At first, management put up an out of order sign, but that just seemed to worry people, like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home and his guards never leave him.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend is really branching out. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. Good luck, Cuckoo.
Silver Eagle — это монетка? Ясно. Ясно. Я же говорю, никакой фантазии.
It's not gonna fix itself. Don't we have repair drones for that kind of thing? This was a repair drone.
Nice going.
Пока никто не видит. Как-то вообще странно. Часть лежит, можно брать, часть лежит, брать нельзя, типа воровство. Очень непонятно. Ладно, пойдемте уже в этот в город. То есть вот этот лежит, но он не помечен красным. То есть это вот сейчас было не воровство. Странно как. Так, а здесь 2 этажа еще получается. А, ну то есть основная часть все на втором и чуть-чуть на первом.
You got nimble fingers, Captain.
What do you think you're
Ну
doing?
нет.
Just don't make more paperwork for me. All right?
Не хватило буквально вот доли секунды. Нужно переодеться, видимо. Ну, я не знаю, у нее вообще ценного, может быть, ничего и нету.
Great work.
Ладно, не будем заморачиваться. Что-то... Подождите, что? Запечатано? Куча пенсионеров каких-то. Действительно, какой-то странный город.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing wrong with stability. It means everything's running like clockwork.
Don't you ever want a little fun? Maybe see a marauder ship get blown to bits overhead?
What a thing to say. Everyone knows marauders can't fly.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous? Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism. Know what I mean? There's those street smarts. Just the right amount of rough around the edges. Next time, we'll have you say that over the rim of a Trippistout. Product placement, baby. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation? Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take good care of you. Listen, you got a real special quality, raw energy. I see you in pictures, kid. I'm making a feature, Space Pirates of Moros Prime. It's gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Ah! Captain! You're gonna be in pictures!
Already got an entourage, huh? Way to get ahead of the game. So what do you say? You ready for the chance of a lifetime? Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator. You're going all the way to the top, baby.
Ну, это что-то какая-то развод, по-моему. Ну да ладно.
Anti-Cleo's pipe patch. All of the benefits of smoking a real pipe, none of the messy cleanup.
Почему
According
бы
to local
и нет?
legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut. You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings? Nah, probably just shot.
Чё, 3 раза надо обойти, да? Посмотрим, сработает ли. Только я потерялся. Ну, вот оттуда пришел. Это 2. И теперь 3-й раз, короче. Обошли.
The dissidents actually took over the refinery. I can't believe it.
And then the chairman shot their space shuttle down with a Hammersmith grenade launcher. Incredible.
Are you two talking about the new Dissident Hunter adaptation? Don't spoil it. I'm behind.
You need to watch more Aetherwave. You never know what's going on.
Так, нужно как-то выработать план обхода города. Давайте, наверное, вот этот квартал именно снаружи обегаем. А потом...
Episode from a few weeks ago was
Подождите, это я возвращаюсь. О! %15 скидка.
I've always loved that sculpture.
It's an old.
Так, а здесь можно платье купить, да, для моей
You with the
подруги?
hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it. Your walk, your posture, the cut of your clothes, you carry yourself with the bearing of a noble, but you dress like a barbarian. How deliciously outre. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs. Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours have been on my mind the moment you stepped into my studio. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me? Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me. Trust me, darling, I've been at this business a lot longer than you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job. I expect you'll cut an exquisite figure. What else do you need to know? I've heard rumors of these iconoclasts, half-mad zealots rampaging across the surface of Monarch. You'll have to find your own way into Monarch. I can't help you. Even if I could, I prefer not to interfere with your creative process. I don't know, I've never seen a marauder. Not in person, anyway. There are always Aetherwave programs, but I want something authentic. Byzantium is long overdue for a change of wardrobe, my dear. Something barbaric, yet elegant. If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker. Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word, such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There. Love. That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so...
А что-то вебка у меня выключена, когда я выключил.
All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you. There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour. And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
А чё наряд-то не показали?
Try, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I. If I were an enterprising... For you, anything. Outside Byzantium? Of course not. There's nothing for me outside Byzantium. Yes, and I'm terribly grateful you've agreed. Look, darling, I don't belong outside Byzantium any more than a fish belongs on the land. Anyway, I'm quite certain Byzantium wouldn't last 3 days without me. I'd return to a smoking ruin of hideous fabrics and mismatched colors. Byzantium has lost its élan vital. Everything about this city is so dreadfully stale. I want to make people uncomfortable the way you do. You're an outsider. You clearly don't belong in Byzantium, and yet you strut about, doing as you please. I'm not some common buttonmonger, darling. I'm an artist. It's my job to make you uncomfortable. You're very welcome.
Так, ну... Что это такое? А, воровать мы не будем. Да? Зачем в магазине одежды лежит глушитель? Кто мне
I love
объяснит?
Byzantium.
Зачем лазить по воде? Чё? Бутылочка.
What's gone into Bachmeyer?
Now that he's posted at the HHC, he's too interesting.
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here.
Лифт какой-то.
Oh, what are you doing here? Well, there's nothing to see here. Nope, nothing at all. Laws, I knew it. You got me. I'm caught, aren't I? I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then. They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals. Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course. Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big, humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes? All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases, and the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. But there are rumors. Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins, a room full of murderous automechanicals. Monsters hungry for human flesh, a hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors, of course. To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance. Therefore my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Positively marvelous. Those early years truly were the golden age of Halcyon. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Not just names, they all have backstories too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III,
Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye. Ah, she's the chief executive of Farnsworth Incorporated and a fearless captain of industry. He's a mercurial shareholder. They're in a rather tumultuous marriage contract. She's an ambitious shareholder in Farnsworth Incorporated who wants more than stock. Or does she? It's difficult to tell what exactly she's after, but she is trying to seduce both Lord Reginald and Lady Philippa. So is everyone. Haroon is a mysterious young man with amnesia. His backstory's still a work in progress. Iskander is Lady Philippa's trusty assistant. He's trying to seduce Vonda. She's a member of Farnsworth Incorporated's regulatory board. A wise woman with a sharp tongue and a heart of gold. Something else? I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence and only middling prospects. No one does favors for free. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think critically about your suspiciously kind offer.
Потихоньку нахватываем себе еще кучу квестов. Так, ладно, давайте зайдем в этот дом.
Choice dehydrated water tablets. Just add air. Now available in carbonated.
Looking for weapons? You've come to the right place. Every Byzantine needs high-quality armaments, and you won't find better anywhere else. Why? To defend their property, of course.
50-bit says he's got a hard on right now.
Byzantium is the best of what Halcyon has to offer. It's up to us to protect. Marauders, dissidents, especially large sprats. One never knows what threat might arise. Only because we make it so. It is only the fear of the well-armed Byzantine that keeps the rabble at bay. One can never be too well-armed. Who knows when the hordes may hurl themselves at our gates?
Ну что, у меня есть что-нибудь хорошее? Легендарки. А, вот то, что этот Алексей нам и говорил. 6000 стоит. Ну ладно, давайте купим. Так, здесь, наверное.
Good for what ails you.
Remember that stranger?
Примерно Понятно, обстановка. Так, давайте сначала с барменом поговорим, потом с
Have you
охранником.
tried our new cocktail sponsored by Rizzo's? 1 part purple spectrum vodka, 1 part artificial tomato-like substitute juice. We call it a Blue Bloody Mary. Then you'll want to speak with our automechanical inebriation assistant, located just over there. Quite so, but I would never lower myself to do something as gauche as tending bar. My automechanical assistant does all the work for me. Oh, by all means, ask away. I don't believe in work. Work is for automechanicals and lower classes. I don't mean to sound cruel. There's nothing wrong with working. It's just so unnecessary. Why bother? We all have our roles in society. I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur. This drinking establishment is my investment. Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka is about to release its newest color, ultraviolet, completely invisible to the naked eye.
Скромно. Так, ладно, пойдемте поговорим с...
Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with fine cocktails and pre-approved banter. Request confirmed. Banter protocol activated. Welcome, attractive patron, to Billingsley's House of Inebriation. Did you know that despite being an extremely valuable, one-of-a-kind creation, I have been programmed to simulate self-loathing and contempt for myself?
Hey, stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Yep, you're looking at the minister's newest personal guard. Right here. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL issued shotgun. They don't give those out to just anyone. Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just 2 promotions away from on-the-job bathroom breaks. Oh, he's, medium height with, like, medium-colored hair and, like, a kind of a medium face. Just like in his posters. Everyone tells me he's very private, okay? Besides, I just started. That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka.
Captain, I can smell him from clear over here. I reckon he's had a fair number already.
Sure have, because today's my big day.
He's got powerful good ears, too.
And a powerful thirst. You have a Spectrum vodka for a new pal? Here's to me. Hey, you are really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another? It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow, you've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, Laws, I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop.
Nonsense. You've got another in you. Doctor's orders.
Guess I can't argue with that.
С врачом не спорят.
Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like purple berry crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just need to sit down.
Okay.
Так, пропуск сперли. Чем еще? Ну, давайте город, наверное, обойдем, потом квесты будем делать.
My dear fellow, you've no idea how our production has suffered. Why, the loaf.
Перемещение. Перемещаться я пока не хочу. Зачем беру исследований? Службы доставки. А с Парвати надо поговорить по поводу платья.
Can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope.